I mean, I feel wonderful. It's beautiful. We got the whole crew here who I love. We set out to do a very difficult job, which is to tell, just part of this story of Bruce Springsteen, and we're very lucky to have him and have his support. And I'm very lucky now to be here with my family in the film, and my family, my folks, and my friends I grew up with in a city that I love, and I feel very proud, very excited. It was tough. It was tough in the beginning, but you know what? He's such a good writer, and it's the same as being an actor. If you have good words in front of you, and the story is clear, and the sentiment is clear, something good will happen, whether you can sing or not. If you can sing a song honestly, it's going to connect, and I think I was able to sing his stuff with enough honesty that it made sense. Well, I mean, it's funny. When I started this thing, the first song I learned to play and sing was Nebraska. It's the first song on the album, the title track. And the song that stuck with me the most is Reason to Believe, which is the last song on the album, and we're just bringing it to a finish. But Reason to Believe is my favorite song at the moment. Yeah, of course. I mean, I remember recording My Father's House for the first time in Nashville at RCA. And I called my father right after. I mean, so much of this movie is about a young man longing for connection with his father, and he didn't know how to get it. He didn't know how to start, and he's telling that story in his music. So yeah, I thought about my father a lot, absolutely.
WMMR in Philadelphia. How are you doing, man? Van Zandt. So, by Disciple of Soul, one of the greatest documentaries, going from that into this, one of the best, seriously.
Thank you. Yeah, Bill Tech did a wonderful job on that, and Scott Cooper did an amazing job on this, really. It's a masterful work of art.
So we love you in Philadelphia, man. Take care. Enjoy the show.
Oh, my
What's
God.
something about Bruce Springsteen fans that they may not understand that they might get a better idea of in the film?
So often we're told not to meet our heroes because they'll disappoint us. But Bruce has exceeded my expectations at every turn. He's a man who is one of great humility and grace. He is incredibly generous and supportive. And when my house burned in the recent California fires, Bruce took my wife and my kids and me and moved us into his house and helped us get on our feet. That's who Bruce Springsteen is.
Real quick, with Jeremy Allen White portraying Bruce, was there a particular part while you were filming that you just said, damn, he's got it?
Day one until the day we wrapped. Because even though this isn't a performance about mimicry or imitation, it's about how do we embody who Bruce Springsteen is during his most vulnerable and painful chapter of his life. And for my $10, Jeremy knocked it out of the park.
We're talking with Jeremiah Freights, of course, drummer and co-founder from the Lumineers, composer for this movie. I've been kind of hearing some of the questions and answers that you've been given. Being a Jersey boy yourself, this is quite a moment for you.
It's huge, man. I mean, growing up in New Jersey, I lived there for 24 years. Knowing Bruce, obviously, I feel like I learned how to drive in New Jersey growing up to Bruce, listening to Bruce on the radio. And we actually recorded all the orchestral stuff that I wrote, the score, at the power station here in New York City. And that's actually the studio where Bruce recorded and wrote many of his biggest hits. Even in the movie, Deliver Me From Nowhere, there's a lot of scenes actually in the power station. So to be here at the New York Film Fest, we recorded all the songs in New York. Two Jersey boys. It's pretty surreal.
Did they give you, or did you get your hands on any of Bruce's guitars or anything like that?
No, unfortunately, I had to supply my own instruments. But that actually leads to an interesting anecdote. Bruce used what's called a TAC 144 for the making of Nebraska. It's this kind of like shoddy old consumer grade. At the time, it was cool, but it was pretty cheap also at the time. I ran, thanks to this brilliant idea from the music editor, Jason Reuter, who I worked with on this film. We ran some of the pianos, the glockenspiels, some of the vibes through the TAC 144, which is what, of course, Bruce used to make Nebraska. So it was cool. It was kind of a cool way to interject something from Nebraska through my original ideas, trying to sort of, I never wanted to mimic Bruce's style, obviously, because it's impossible. There's only one Bruce. I also didn't want to ever sound like him, and I didn't want people, when they were hearing the score, to think it was like a Diet Coke, watered-down version of Nebraska, nor did I want to make a score that was trying to steal anyone's shine. So one instrument in particular was this instrument called Firewood, which is a nickname of my upright piano because it's such a bad piano. It's basically only good for firewood. And I felt like that was the perfect instrument to sort of have as a call and response, as an echo to Bruce's vulnerability and the way Nebraska sounds. I mean, you hear all the blemishes, unfinished lyrics apparently, but what became a happy accident, he led with intention and said, no, this is the record. And he fought tooth and nail, as you'll see in the film, to get that vision across the finish line. So for me, as an artist, not only in the band, but as a composer, it was like the inspiration was endless.
Brent, Porche from 93.3 WMMR in Philadelphia.
Cleveland?
Philadelphia.
Philly, right. I mix them up.
That's okay. It's okay.
Well, that's a Bruce city if there ever was one. And MMR is a Bruce station. Yeah.
That's right. So we have Warren Zanes joining us, of course, the author of Deliver Me From Nowhere. I guess first and foremost, to see your literary work up on the big screen. What does that mean to you and some of the vibes that you've been getting when you saw the film so far?
Yeah, there was an amazing moment early in the process where I was with the director, Scott Cooper, and we sat with John Landau and Bruce Springsteen, and Scott read through the script. And at the end, we got a good response from both those guys, and John looked at Scott and said, well, Bruce made the record, Warren wrote the book, now it's up to you. That took the burden off me, and from that moment I got to watch Scott Cooper live up to that and go beyond it in taking from the record and from the book something and creating even more. And it's been profound.
For you, how far back does your fandom of Bruce Springsteen go?
It goes back to the preteen years. So I'm the youngest of three, and my brother got The Wild, The Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. Then we got the debut after that, out of chronological order. Then when I was 18, playing in a rock and roll band at the Rhinoceros Club in Greensboro, North Carolina, Bruce Springsteen came and jumped on stage with us. So I went from being a fan to meeting my hero, being unable to speak, and then years later to sit with him and talk about this story that then became a movie.
So cool, so cool. Was there any moment or any part of the book that either Scott or Bruce just said, no, we're not doing that?
You know what? It's been, and this, I'm not giving you the party line here. Bruce Springsteen has been so remarkably open. And he gave Scott whatever Scott needed. And at the end of the day, he said, make your film. So it was full support, but it was also creatively, he gave Scott a kind of freedom. So I never once saw Springsteen saying, not that.
What was it like channeling Steven Van Zandt for the big film here?
Well, I had the opportunity to meet him, which was amazing. So as my channeling, in channeling him, having breakfast with him one morning, I was able to pull a lot of insight that he was so gracious with his time and gave me so much, insight into his relationship with music and the E Street Band and how it all kind of came to be, you know.
What aspect of Steven's personality did you kind of focus on?
His musicianship, because he's all music. He's like an encyclopedia of music knowledge, and that's why he's really the arranger for the E Street Band, and he's the one who kind of puts everything together. And his relationship with Bruce, it's like a brotherly bond. I have a twin brother, so I know that feeling, and I could see that even though they're not related by blood, they're just as much brothers as my brother and myself are. So.
And did you find that vibe with you and Jeremy Allen White when you guys were up on stage or simulating the performances?
Yeah, you know, Jeremy Allen White is incredible in this. And he really had the weight of the world on his shoulders with this role. So, you know, I wanted to give him his space, but there was a moment in the very beginning when we first met. He came up to me, put his arm around my shoulder in the middle of the power station recording studio, and it just made me feel so at ease because it indicated to me that he understood the relationship with Bruce and Stevie, and that's what I wanted to give him, you know. So as actors, we want to support one another, and so I wanted to make sure I could give him as much as I could from that perspective.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of popular pictures that you see of little Steven and Bruce together as they're kind of leaning into one another, kind of feeling that brotherly bond together.
Absolutely, yeah. So this movie, it's not about Bruce's relationship with the E Street Band so much. It's about a very specific period of time in his life when he was figuring out who he really was as a musician and as a person to some degree. So that's what this story focuses on. But I think audiences are really going to love it. I can't wait for you to see it.
I can't wait to see you in it, man. man. Thanks for talking to us. Janet Kendazara, right on, man. Thanks, man. Congratulations. Excuse me, Trey. WMMR in Philadelphia. How you doing, man? You guys did a hell of a run this year at the Man.
Thank you. You know, you were my station growing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. That was my first experience with radio.
So cool, so cool.
Always loved WMMR.
Thank you so much.
I remember being in third grade, only WMMR.
Well, we're friends, of course, with the Preston and Steve Show and Casey Boy, who's a big fan of yours. Tell me about your fandom of Bruce Springsteen and, of course, this great event we're at.
Well, along with WMMR, my first concert was Bruce Springsteen. I saw him in 1978. I was 14. My sister had to take me. I saw him at Jadwin Gym in Princeton. Incredible show. Absolutely crushing.
And speaking of incredible shows, you guys got your run that you just announced, of course, Madison Square Garden through New Year's, man. Always a fun time.
Always a fun time. I think we'll end on show number 91 at the Garden, the end of that. So clearly we like playing there.
We love you in Philadelphia like you love us at WMMR. Thank you, Trey, for taking time to speak with us.
Bring back the old Spectrum.
That's right. Thank you, Trey. Appreciate it. Brent, Porche from 93.3 WMMR in Philadelphia. How are you?
What's going on? I'm good.
We love you in Philly. Just wanted to say hi. So tell us about your fandom of Bruce Springsteen and his music.
Oh, well, forever. Dancing in the Dark still brings tears to my eyes, you know?
Do you have an album that you go to if you want to hear something? You know?
The USA. Always, yeah.
Excellent.
There's a lot of different ones, but that's the one that does it for me.
And choosing Jeremy Allen White, who's standing to the side here to play Bruce, what do you think?
Did I just walk past him and didn't know it? That happens when you get old. So, sorry. You take it out, right? Okay, good. So I just want to look at him because I think he's coming onto the show. That's right. Cute.
Well, thank you for taking some time to speak with us in Philadelphia.
Thank you for pulling my coattails.
You got it.